Okay. No, I'm just playing. Come on. What's up? Y'all good? You have a good summer? Everybody? Y'all smiling? Y'all got good? All right, cool. It's pretty good, actually. Did some traveling. Did a lot, man. Got a couple new dogs. I got an arm sleeve on. What do you guys think about this? Yay or nay? Yay? Cool. Yeah, I had black, had the headband. All right. I'm ready, though.
Tyrese, on this day right here, we normally talk to you about, what did you work on in the summer and, kind of what was your focus going in. How much more difficult was that for you to figure out where to start when last year you guys never really got your feet under you? So anything you're facing is probably like, I don't even know how that applies moving forward. How difficult was it to figure that out, like what you were focused on this summer?
I mean, I ain't going to say it was too difficult. I played a good amount of games to where I can kind of get like a baseline of what I wanted to get better at. And then I also watched a lot of games to kind of know, okay, I need to add that, I need to add that. So it was pretty easy. I think the biggest thing for me was I just got a lot of work in, honestly, just because of the long summer. But it was really great, man. Last summer, not this summer, but last summer, I didn't get to start working out until like after contract, so it was a little weird. That was my first time kind of really doing that. But I feel really good, honestly, man. This summer I got to hit the ground early, I hit it like May, and I'm just ready to start.
And we heard from Paul that basically the whole team has been here the last couple weeks, 2-3 weeks in the gym working together. How much time have you gotten to spend with VJ on the floor specifically? And I guess we've talked to you a little bit about how that might work, you two playing together, but what are your first impressions playing with him?
Yeah, BJ's a special talent. I think one of his talents that a lot of players don't really use is like how hard he plays, like on both ends of the floor, whether that's offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, guarding the ball, playing in transition. Those things are like things that like little things that a lot of people don't do. So I think he's going to be really good at that. He likes to learn. He wants to get better. The sky's the limit for him. I actually spent a lot of time with him now that I'm thinking about it. Had a couple – what's up, man? How you doing, Drum? Did a couple workouts here, probably in, I think, August. Took them to, like, Disneyland in L.A. That was fun. Then I came back here. He's the type of guy that, like, he likes to work out. He likes to actually get in the gym and work. He's kind of like Jared. So I think those two are a good start to the culture that they were trying to build.
Tyrese, we know Joe is Joe and Paul is Paul, but you're also obviously a team leader here, and you're continuing to grow in that role, especially vocally. And you just talked about all the different excursions that you did, in the gym, out the gym with some of the younger guys this year. What are you really trying to accomplish in terms of growth as a leader this year for the Sixers?
I think the biggest thing that I'm trying to accomplish is, like, we need a standard. Like, this is who we are every single day, no matter who plays, no matter who doesn't play. When you see Philadelphia 76ers, this is what you see. You're going to see that team every single night. Every single time you turn the TV on, every single time you step foot in whatever arena that we're playing in, this is the team that you're going to get. And this is the type of culture you're going to get. And they're going to do this thing. They're going to do a certain thing a certain way every single night. I think that's the biggest thing. And then just, like, building a camaraderie and a brotherhood off the court, I think that's one of the biggest things that I've tried to do this summer. Justin was in Dallas a little bit, came to my house, you know what I'm saying? VJ, a couple guys are going to come to my house soon, you know what I'm saying, a couple out here. So it's just like, that's the kind of thing that I'm trying to build. If you have that friendship and that relationship off the court, I think when you get on the court, I've even started playing video games with the VJs, the Justins, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's going to help us a lot.
Tyrese, you mentioned Jared just now. First of all, the news about his thumb yesterday, I'm just curious what your reaction was to that and whether or not you've talked with him and generally your memory of playing with him last year. I know it was brief because you were both dealing with injuries, but what stood out to you about the time you shared with Jared in the backcourt?
Right, yeah, I definitely talked to him. I feel for him, man. He's coming back from, I think, his knee meniscus injury, and he's worked his tail off to get where he is today. But the thing about Jared is he's a positive person. He works extremely hard, so he'll be back extremely soon, and I know he'll get 100% healthy. And like you said, the time that I played with him in the backcourt is great. I mean, Jared does a lot of things that a lot of teams really would like. You know what I'm saying? Like, he shoots the ball well. He passes the ball pretty well. He competes on defense. He's going to do all those different things, and he's a great teammate. So we just needed him. We want him to get back healthy, and can't wait to have him back out there.
Hey, what's going on, Reese? How are you?
up?
Obviously, you've known Joe better than anybody really like on this roster. I mean, obviously, we've seen videos and photos of him working out with you guys, things like that. What have you kind of seen from Joe and just being able to work out with him a little bit recently?
Like you said, Joe is Joe. I know Joe, and it's just good to see him able to move around and play basketball because at the end of the day, he loves doing it. He's extremely competitive, so I'm just happy for him. Yeah, barely. Your mic don't work. You got to get up and yell.
So correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think like last year it seemed like not knowing if Joel was in the lineup seemed to drain the guys, wearing you guys a little bit. Joel saying that he's feeling better this year, but he also I think used the word unpredictable. I guess my question is, what did you learn from last year? Can you guys succeed if there's some unpredictability with him, whether he's in the lineup or not? Or what did you learn from last year in terms of how to deal with that?
That kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning. Like, we're trying to create an identity to where no matter who plays, I'm not playing, Joe's not playing, Jared's not playing, Paul's not playing, whoever, it doesn't matter. VJ, I can go down the whole list. The 76ers are going to play this way every single night. No matter who's out there, we're going to compete, we're going to play hard, we're going to play that's what we're going to do. And that's what it has to come down to. So now it's not we got to rely on one thing and, okay, you're not playing, we got to change our whole thing. No, we're going to play the same way every single night. And, of course, it's little stipulations. So when Joel plays, then, of course, they're going to double, they're going to do those different things. But, like, our base needs to be the same every single night. I think that's the biggest thing that we've been working on.
Tyrese over here. You were pretty candid last year about how the season sort of wore on you mentally at certain points. I guess maybe looking back on that experience now, like what did you learn from that to then make sure that doesn't happen again just when the ebbs and flows of the season kind of arrive?
I learned a lot. I changed a lot. I feel like the biggest thing that I've done just personally for myself is like I've started like really focusing in on like mental health for myself just as like I said, I've never lost in my career, so it was good for me to go through that and like also become like a better leader in that and like leading the young guys and leading the team and just kind of keeping everybody positive. This year we definitely plan on being better, and we've been working our tails off to be better. I think for me, like I said, like it's gotten me into a point to where like I journal a little bit more, I read a little bit more. I've done like some different things this summer to like keep my mental health and keep my spirits in the correct place. So because my spirits have to be high for this team and for this organization and for my game as well. So I think that's what I'll do. Make sure I do this year, and we'll be better.
Are you the one preaching that message about standard culture? I mean, you're kind of the veteran of the young group of guys, I guess you could say. I mean, is that coming from you?
I think it's going to come from all of us, honestly. I mean, definitely I'll be one that's speaking up a lot more. I have just been a lot more vocal on things that I see and things that I want to try to help fix. And that's just not because I'm older. I think it's more because, like, I want to win. I think everybody here else wants to win. And I also want to be like, I want to do things the right way. You know what I mean? And I think when you do things the right way, you get rewarded. So that's what we're trying to implement. That's what we've been trying to do. And I think that it'll help us in the long run.
Speaking of winning, you guys, I mean, this time last year, we're asking you guys about contending for a title, and I don't think that's come up once yet. The East is wide open, but people are kind of looking at you guys as almost rebuilding. Do you think this team can win with or without Joel and Paul? And
I think the biggest thing that this team and this organization needs to work on is ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We got to focus on ourselves and focus on getting better every single day. I know I said this so many times since I've been here. Y'all probably tired of me saying it, but it's a real thing, especially with the younger guys that we have. The Justins, the Bonas, the VJs, the Jared. Those guys have never played playoff basketball. So right now we're just trying to find ways to get better and better and better every single day. Make sure the culture's right. Make sure everything that we do is right, and make sure that we're all stepping in the right direction. If we're all stepping in the right direction, who knows what's possible? You know what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing that we're trying to do. We've been working our tails off all summer. Guys been in the gym, guys been in the lab, and then even this fall, I think guys been working really hard. So hey, we got to go out there and play now.
Tyrese, I know it's not going to be this way because Quentin's not here, Jared's down, but with the talent you guys have at guard, it seems like 3-guard lineups might be a thing that kind of happens more. I guess for you, how do you see that kind of playing out, and how do you personally try to kind of make sure it works with all 3 guards being on the floor at times?
I think the biggest thing is you got to be unselfish. You have to have an open mind. I'm going to give a shout-out to Coach Calipari just because I played in a lot of 3-guard lineups in college. So coming from high school, I played on the ball. Then you get to college, and, it's 3 guys that can have the ball, who can push it at all times. That just really helps, especially when you have dynamic shooting, dynamic playmaking, guys who can play off the catch, play off closeouts, and guys who can attack the paint. When you can attack the paint and kick out to some of your teammates who can also attack the paint and kick out and make plays, it makes you more dangerous.
Tyrese, is there a specific area of growth that you can have in your individual game this year? I mean, I know one of the goals of a player is to try to come back with something new every year. Is there something that you've identified, or is it just kind of all encompassing for you?
Yeah, it's definitely a few things that I want to come back and be better at, but I just want to be better overall. You know what I'm saying? From the get-go, from the jump. I think towards the beginning of the season, I feel like I started slow last year. Like I said, I got a slow start to my summer working out. It's my first time really kind of going through that. This summer I started, hit the ground running like I normally do. I feel way better. Body feels better. Mind feels better. Just want to hit the ground running for my teammates and try to help them, kind of lead them along and not just lead by my voice, but lead by my example on the court. That's the biggest thing that I want to try to get a fast start at. And I have some things in mind. I had some things in mind over the summer that I really worked on, and we'll see if they come to light.
Tyrese, VJ is someone who's, for a lot of his basketball life, had the ball a lot, and now he's joining a roster with a lot of guys that are ahead of him in that pecking order, and it's sort of similar to the situation you entered into 6 years ago now. What advice would you... I know.
Why did you have to do that?
What advice would you have for VJ in terms of how he can, impact winning even if he doesn't have the ball as much, and how to assert himself, within the construct of an NBA team?
Well, honestly, it's a different circumstance. If I'm being honest, I think when I got to the league and yes, I was used to having the ball in my hands, but I also knew I was going to have to play a certain role on the team. I think for him, one being drafted high like that, we're going to ask him probably to play on the ball or something too. You know what I mean? I exclusively my rookie year, I barely played on the ball. You know what I'm saying? I played with Ben, played with Joe, played with Shake, played with a lot of different guys. You know what I'm saying? George Hill was in there with me a lot. But we're going to ask him. It's going to be times where I'm in the game with VJ and he's going to be bringing the ball up. He's in a game with Jared. We all got to share the wealth, I feel like, and I think that makes us more dangerous. I think that would make us better, honestly, because it changes dynamics. You can attack from different angles. Now you got guys off the ball. You got me, Jared, him playing off closeouts. I think it would be better for us.
Hey, Tyrese, there's a difference between kind of being the primary scoring option and the secondary scoring option, and the attention that you get from defenses and stuff like that. Was there anything you learned last year, kind of being in that position as much as you were, and is there anything you could do this offseason to kind of work on, playing in that role?
Definitely. I think so look, I'm going to explain to you just like this. When I got to late December, January, I feel like I kind of started really figuring out how to manipulate the game, manipulate defense. I think y'all can see that in my production. Now, I'm going to tell the jokes. Don't nobody laugh. My rookie year through my third year, I used to get so angry at Joel sometimes when he'd be getting double teamed, and I'm like, bro, I'm wide open. And he's like, bro, I can't see you. Then people started double teaming me, and I said, people were like, bro, I'm open. I said, trust me, I really can't see you. So but no, it's definitely, I got a lot of film on it, so I got a lot of time to work on it, and I do feel a lot more confident in it, and I think it'll work out well for us.
How do you work on that in a workout situation?
I have a lot of friends, a lot of good friends that I've been friends with in high school, and anytime I go to Dallas when I'm in LA, sometimes they can help me out a little bit. You know, they get free trips to LA so they can do some work.